All right, coming up to 10 minutes to 8, diamonds may be a girl's best friend, but in recent years, thanks to films like Blood Diamond, we've become all too aware of the human and environmental cost of mining many of them. But there are alternatives, and this morning we're joined by Anna-Mieke, who's founded a company which provides alternatives. Good to have you with us from Portland, Oregon, but originally from Hastings.
Hastings, I am. I'm from New Zealand.
OK, so tell us about why you set up the company and how you became aware of the circumstances surrounding diamond mining in many parts of the world.
Sure. Well, I started MiaDonna and the Greener Diamond when I learnt the truth about my own engagement ring. My father was in America visiting us, and he did ask me, he said, "Do you know where your diamond ring came from?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, the local jewelry store." And he's like, "Before that, do you know where it came from?" And that really triggered the thought process, and I did my own research and really uncovered a living nightmare that I was contributing to by buying these products.
So about, what, half of the world's diamonds come from places in Central Africa and West Africa, which
a little over half, exactly.
Controlled by gangs, mafia, corruption?
That's definitely one part of it, but then there's also the resource curse. Pretty much one area will just rely on that one resource, and if something happens to the price of that resource, or if for some reason there is no resource left, then that community has no means of income.
So what are you trying to do here? Take on the diamond cartels of the world?
No, not at all, not at all. I just want to give options. Before now, there's never been any option for the diamond consumer. So really, it's a system that I've started. It's MiaDonna supplies man-made diamonds in recycled gold. So it's a cost alternative for the consumer, but also a non-mined alternative. But then with our profits from MiaDonna, we go back to sub-Saharan Africa and we actually repair diamond mining communities.
So can these be called, for want of a better word, real diamonds?
Well, with our man-made diamonds, I mean, is ice in your freezer real? It's exactly the same, just made in a controlled environment. And that's exactly what our man-made diamonds are.
So how do you make your man-made diamonds?
OK, well, there's two different technologies that we have at MiaDonna. We have our man-made diamonds down here, which are made, they're grown. They're optically and chemically identical to an earth-mined diamond grown in a chamber of heat and pressure. Unfortunately, we can't get them totally colourless yet, and we can't get them in very large sizes. So that's why we've developed the hybrid technology, which is very similar to a cultured pearl, has a seed in the centre. It's not diamond, just a porous crystal we make in the lab, and then we infuse the same man-made diamond on the outer layer. But by doing this, we can get them very large in size.
So how long from, shall we say, birth to being in a ring situation or jewellery situation?
Sure. Our hybrids take about 3 months, and that's with quality control. We just check every single point of it. That's why it takes so long. But our man-made diamonds take up to a year to make, and we lose about 90% of what we make because it's growing crystal.
I'm not a geologist, but I suspect that diamonds mined out of the ground are formed over, what, millions of years?
Millions of years, and now we have chambers of heat and pressure that mimic the exact natural environment.
So they're not real, are they?
Man-made diamonds are real in the sense that they're chemically identical. There is no difference. Okay. Absolutely no difference. And they're also graded just like an earth-mined diamond is.
Just one quick question. Is the main use of diamonds in jewellery, or is it in industrial?
Oh, industrial. And that's where we first got the idea of the hybrid.
So there's more diamonds used in industrial machinery than there are in
But even
jewellery.
Ferrari coat their cars in diamond. Yeah. NASA uses it to coat the Hubble when it goes into space, just because diamond obviously is the hardest known substance to man.
But at the moment, you're just making diamonds for jewellery.
And now we've brought them into gem quality, exactly. Yeah, it's crystallised carbon. It's really not that hard to make.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose the important thing as far as diamond consumption is concerned for the woman on the street or the woman who wants some nice jewellery is the price. So how much cheaper are you than diamonds mined out of the ground?
Sure. Our man-made diamonds, even though they're totally eco-friendly, they are about the same price as an earth-mined diamond. Our hybrids, on the other hand, are $358 per carat for a D in colour and a VVS1 in clarity, which are fantastic grades. And set in our recycled gold, you can start off with a ring like this for $640 with a half a carat in the centre. So it really is a major price difference for consumers.
I want to go back to the business of corruption and the diamond industry, particularly in Central and West Africa. You've been recently in Sierra Leone.
I just got back from Liberia and Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
With the profits for the sale of our man-made diamond jewellery, we actually we do projects in Africa. So right now in Sierra Leone, we have a 100-acre rice field in the Kono district, which is the main capital for mining diamonds in Sierra Leone.
But the diamond industry in Sierra Leone, totally corrupt as far as you can see?
I think there needs to be a much better way of managing the natural resources, yes. And what I found when I was there is it never comes back to the local people. Even though the Kono district is so wealthy in diamonds, I mean, it's common to find a diamond on the ground when it rains heavily or if the ground shifts a little. That's how abundant it is in diamonds. Yet the local people never see any of that. The poverty is just nothing I've seen before.
But many of the world's most famous diamonds come from places that you'd like to say are civilised, and surely there's not the corruption in those places, like, well, Australia has a very big diamond industry. Russia
has, yeah.
And South Africa is, I guess, the place that we associate most with diamonds, don't we?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't suffer too much from the humanity aspect, but the environmental aspect is just catastrophic. I mean, to mine 1 carat diamond, we have to move 1 ton of earth. And for the gold, on the other hand, we actually have to mix that with cyanide to get the gold out of the dirt, and then the dirt's released into the natural environment. But the funny thing is, gold and platinum is easy to recycle as it is an aluminium can, and so really that's what we're doing now.
Okay,
it's just recycling it.
Fascinating concept,
Yeah.
Anna-Mieke. Thank you for being with us. I know you're not here selling at the moment,
No.
but do you intend eventually that these will be on sale in New Zealand?
Yeah, basically right now we're creating awareness for people that there are options out there. We are web-based, so we are global, but we're a lot of interest in New Zealand. New Zealanders are very eco-friendly and very conscious of the environment and humanity, and so, you know, we're just going to offer it to people.
Fascinating concept. Thank you for joining us.
so much. Thank you.
Anna-Mieke from Portland via Hastings.
Yes.
I always thought a diamond was a diamond.
MiaDonna.com if you want a bit more information. Peter, you didn't do enough showing off the bling, I don't think, sufficiently. Have a look at this. How much does something like this retail for, Anna-Mieke?
That starts at about $1,500, but that has a 3-carat radiant cut in the centre. And all our stones are cut individually and by hand to make them the finest quality that
and
we
that's
can
the
get.
hybrid. So how solid is that? Like if I whack it around,
it's very solid. Our man-made, well, there's a MOT scale, which is a mineral hardness scale. Our man-made diamonds are a 10, exactly the same as an earth mine diamond.
Wow.
Our hybrids are a 9.6, so they're just a little bit less, but still incredibly strong.
yeah. Where did that go? All right, thank you so much. That's gorgeous.